Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how the humble and versatile egg can be whipped up into a hearty family meal all in one skillet. This cheese and vegetable frittata with fruit salad can be enjoyed for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So let's get to it. Now I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit as we'll start out cooking this frittata on the stove and then end it in the oven. So what is a frittata? Well, it's an Italian egg dish that's similar to an omelet or a crustless quiche. And you know, the beauty of it is that it's really quick to cook and it's a delicious way to get more veggies into your day because much like an omelet, you can add just about any type of vegetable you like. In fact, I often make frittatas for family dinners when I want to clean out my fridge of vegetables that have been in there for a while and they won't be fresh much longer. So we are starting with 6 large eggs. And you know, eggs are a very affordable source of protein. That's why I love them so much. And today we're going to use whole eggs. We're not going to separate anything out. We're just going to use the entire egg. And this recipe is for 6. So that means we're going to have 1 egg per person. So I'm just going to finish cracking these and hopefully none of the shells will go into the bowl. Be very careful about that. And our last one right there. There we go. Now I'm just going to whisk these eggs together. There we go. Like so. Now if you don't have a whisk, you can always use a fork. And I like to use a fork sometimes because it breaks up the whole egg, the yellow part of the egg. So I'm just going to whisk these together a little bit. Now that looks really good. I'm going to add, there we go. And now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of whole wheat flour, just like that. Oops. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going to whisk this all together. Try not to make a mess here. All right. Now I want you to know that the flour helps bind the frittata together while the baking powder will help it rise in the oven when we start to bake it. Just going to get that. Do it a little more firmly. Mix that all up. There we go. I think that's starting to look good. All right. Now I'm going to set that aside. And I also want you to know that the black pepper adds really great flavor to any type of egg dish. So just going to leave the eggs here for a little bit while I head over to our stove where I have a very heavy skillet with an oven-proof handle. And I'm going to put that on medium heat right there. And I've already coated it with cooking spray. So I'm just going to add 1 medium onion that I chopped into 1-inch pieces. And I'm just going to give that a little stir here. That's about 1 cup of chopped onions. And then I'm just going to cook that until the onion starts to get soft, which will take about 5 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes and our onion is really looking good now. So it's now time to add in some more vegetables. Now I have 1 cup of chopped fresh spinach. Just add that in. Or you could use frozen spinach that's been thawed, but make sure that you squeeze it dry as much as possible because frozen spinach has a lot of water and we don't want water in a frittata as that makes it a little too difficult to set in the oven. So give that a little stir here. And the next is 1 cup of chopped up bell pepper. Now I have a mixture of red and green, but you can really use any color that you'd like. I just like the red because it just pops, you know, it looks beautiful. Give that a stir and let that go. It's looking great. And then of course I have my last veggie is 1 cup of sliced mushrooms. And now I'll give that whole thing a stir again. And the spinach is gonna just go down in just a few minutes. Look at how beautiful that is. And I'm gonna let this cook for another 3 minutes. Now, as I mentioned before, the beauty of this dish is that you could use any vegetable you'd like. Other veggies I like to add to frittatas include peas, broccoli, zucchini, eggplant. I mean, you could even put potatoes in, chopped up into 1/2-inch pieces. So our vegetables have been cooking for about 3 minutes, and now I'm going to add in 1 clove of minced garlic. There we go. And 2 tablespoons of finely chopped fresh basil. Basil, I love basil. You can use dried basil instead, but only 2 teaspoons because dried herbs are much more concentrated in flavor and a little goes a long way. So I'm just going to stir this up pretty often and we'll just let it cook for about 1 minute. And now it's time to add in our egg mixture. So I'm just going to gently pour this in. Like that. And then I'm going to stir it very gently so that the eggs and the vegetables can mix in all together. Wow, there we go. Look at that. Just really gently. Now that we've got them all mixed together, here we go. I just want to set that and let it cook for 5 to 6 minutes until the egg mixture has set on the bottom and then it begins to set on the top. So the eggs are just setting now, and I'm going to sprinkle 1/3 of a cup of part skim mozzarella cheese on top of the eggs, just like that, all the way around. Here we go. Looking good. And now I'm going to take my spoon, the back of the spoon, and I'm just going to press down the cheese so that it doesn't burn when we get it into the oven. So I'm just pressing it down like that. So it's kind of covered with the egg mixture. There we go. And now our frittata is ready for the oven. And I'm going to bake that for about 3 to 4 minutes or until the eggs are golden and fluffy. And the internal temperature should be at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So our frittata is out of the oven and oh, it smells and looks incredible. So while this is cooling, I'm going to show you how to make a really quick fresh fruit salad. Now in this large bowl, I have 2 peeled and chopped oranges, green grapes, strawberries that I cut into 4ths, and then about a cup of mixed berries. You can see the blackberries and the blueberries in there. So now in this jar, I'm going to make a really quick dressing, starting with 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar. Now you could use white wine vinegar, lime juice, lemon juice, pineapple juice, or orange juice. All of these are acids that will add some brightness and tang to the salad. Next, I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of olive oil or canola oil. And then what I think really adds delicious flavor is 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh mint. I mean, mint is just delicious. We use it in teas, but man, with fruit, it is awesome. So I'm just going to cover this up and give it a shake. I'm going to give that a nice shake there, mix everything together. And then I'm going to pour it all over the salad here. Just like that. And I want to be sure and get all of that mint out of there because that is really going to add some flavor to it. There we go. I'm going to give this a nice little stir to get all of the dressing covered up on all of this delicious fruit. Look at that. That is just starting to look so amazing. Now, of course, with this salad, you can use just about any type of fruit that you want. You can use peaches, nectarines, plums, mango, pineapple, cantaloupe. I mean, you can even use watermelon. There we go. Use what's in season, or you can also find what's on sale in the freezer case. And there you have it. Our cheese and vegetable frittata with fruit salad. A versatile, flavorful, and heart-healthy meal for any time of day.